What do you reckon?
Epic. Epic.
What did you think?
It's great.
It is with great joy and celebration that I salute you today as one very happy Star Wars fan. Star Wars Rogue One, quite frankly, it rocks. It absolutely rocks. And they get it right in so many ways. So, two pieces of advice. One, go and see the film. And if you are not a Star Wars fan, let me know what you think, because I cannot watch this film without unconscious bias. And secondly, if you haven't seen the film, there are spoilers ahead. Spoiler alert! Which brings me to the pros of the film. The top 10 ways that Rogue One got it right. Starting at number 10. It was un-Disney in the way that many of the characters you really came to care about died. In fact, pretty much all of them. Which was really disappointing because number 9 is that the characters were generally really well developed. Number 8, the cast could really act, which is refreshing given that we've had to put up with young Annies and Queen Amidala's in the past. 7, what you think is the film's corniest line ends up being the setup for the funniest punchline, and it's delivered by a droid. 6, there are some brilliant kick-ass fight scenes, my favourite by Donnie Yen's Chirrut Îmwe. And the X-Wing is still the damn sexiest ship to fight with in the air, and in space where there is no air. 5, it's cool what they do with the Force, not in its manifestation, but in its anthropological interpretation across cultures and chronologically. I really like that. 4, there were lots of brief but comforting links to the original 3 movies, including some old friends, a beautiful and young Princess Leia, which just blows your mind, and a couple of droids that you may have been looking for, and the original daddy baddie of them all, Darth Vader. The line, "I've got a bad feeling about this," was included, as it should be, as was, I'm sure, some old footage, original footage. 3, it passed the vegetable test with flying colours, had a female lead again. Thank you, finally. And Mon Mothma was back, and she was cool. And there were more black faces, and Asian faces, and Hispanic faces, and Pakistani faces. Someone is finally listening. 2, it threw an interesting curveball right from the beginning by not being set chronologically after The Force Awakens. Now, everyone else in the cinema probably knew this, but as I refused to watch Star Wars trailers, I was pleasantly surprised. And 1, it felt right. It felt like a Star Wars movie in a way that Phantom Menace never could, and even more than Force Awakens did. And so now, the cons of the film. Many of the funny lines had a pause afterwards, almost waiting for laughter. It was 15 minutes too long, again. There could have been more females. I mean, like, do female extras cost more, than males? I don't get it. And I was confused by this mountainous effigy in the desert of an old Luke Skywalker. I mean, Star Trek messes around a lot with the space-time continuum, and Doctor Who frequently gets involved in the wibbly-wobbly stuff. But normally, with Star Wars, you can rely on it being linear. So, I'm not sure what to do with that. Here's what Star Wars fan Steve Coffee Boy Norris had to say after the midnight screening in Brisbane.
It was a fantastic film. It was brilliantly directed, an ensemble cast, which kind of reminded me a bit of Joss Whedon's Firefly with the way the characters interacted with each other. Fantastic effects, and looking forward to seeing it again.
And now for the score. Out of 5, it gets a popcorn rating of a strong 4, plus half a popcorn for just getting it so right. I'm just so happy.
Thank you, Gareth Edwards.